What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to the channel. ATL Resale Guy here. I'm starting a new series, so I'm doing something a little bit different from the other videos. It's going to be called Fixin' to Flip. And what this is going to be about is me finding broken old electronics and things that I can potentially fix up and sell for a profit on eBay. So the first item that I'm going to be covering in the series is a Nintendo Wii U. A little bit of backstory on how I acquired this item. It was actually from a person that I bought a bundle of games from on Facebook Marketplace. I bought some games for $45. They were asking for $60 and I talked them down to $45. And it was a collection of actually Wii U games. And these were just going to be personal games for me. I came across a really cheap black Wii U that you can find in one of the other videos at a Goodwill. I ended up paying like $12 or something for most of it. I bought a gamepad to match it off of eBay for pretty cheap, around like 80 bucks or so. So that's my personal console, and I just wanted to acquire some games for the collection. So I found this listing, and I got these great games, some Mario, some Smash Brothers, a couple others. So when I bought the games, they mentioned that they had another Wii U that wasn't working. And a couple days later, after we made the transaction, they messaged me and said they would sell me the Wii U and the gamepad for $30 under the assumption that it wasn't working. And I figured, hey, why not? That's cheap enough where I can open it up, fiddle with it, see if I can get it working. So that's what I did. I bought this Wii U with the gamepad for $30 from the people that I got the game bundle from, and decided to see if I could fix it. So this next series of videos, there's going to be 4. I'm just covering the process of opening it up, troubleshooting it, and seeing if I can potentially fix this thing. So I'll get into the footage from the first episode. What that is going to be is the teardown and the cleanup. So let's get started. So here is the Wii U that I purchased off of Facebook Marketplace for $30. I have cleaned it up a little bit. It was pretty dirty, so I just took a couple minutes and just cleaned it up. The gamepad here actually turned out pretty nice. There's really only one little scratch right there, and this discoloration on the joysticks here. But aside from that, it looks good. And I accidentally already tested it. It has just a little bit of battery left in it. I put it on the charger for just a second, and it actually came with this charge cable as well. But as you can see, it powers on and screen looks good. So worst comes to worst, even if this console right here doesn't work, which I am already aware that it has an issue at the moment, I will still probably triple my money on this gamepad right here. And so what I'm going to do is try and work on this console and see if I can get that thing working as well and sell this thing as a unit. I already, as I was cleaning, noted that, where'd it go? These back air ports right here, try and get the camera to pick that up, are completely covered with dust. So once I get this thing open, I'm just going to de-dustify it, and hopefully that does the trick. What she told me, the person that I purchased this from, is that when you power it on and insert a disc, it just immediately ejects the disc. And I looked online a little bit just to kind of see what might be causing that issue, and there were a couple people that said if the disc reader has a bunch of dust or accumulation on it, that could be causing that issue. So open it up, clean the laser inside of there, and see if that'll work. So that's where I'm going to start. So I've got the console flipped over. There are 6 screws on the bottom of this unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Had to take off these little screw cover sticker things with this razor blade in order to get to them. But that's been done. So I'm going to take out these. These are actually what they call a tri-wing screw head. See if the camera will pick that up. And I don't have that attachment, but fortunately I have this precision screwdriver toolkit that has enough little adapters in it, and essentially I'm just using a very small flat screwdriver that gives me enough leverage in order to take out those tri-wings. So I got 3 of those and then 3 just like regular small Phillips. So let me get those out and I'll take off this bottom cover. Got a little ahead of myself. There are 3 more screws, this one right here, as well as 2 that are underneath these little stickers, so got to get all that off as well. Took off this first one, and it has a little battery in there. It looks like a Panasonic or a CR2032. I actually have one of these sitting around, so I'm going to go ahead and just change that out just for due diligence. Alright, now that those 3 are removed, I believe on the other side here it slides off. Try to do this one-handed. Good, good. And there's 3 more screws. Let's get those out. Okay, those are off. Let's see if we can get her open. Alright, I got her loose, and let's see what's inside. Here's the top. As you can see, that needs to be cleaned out desperately. I gotta take off this front face plate. There are 2 screws, one right here, as well as one on the other side right there. And I also need to detach this ribbon cable right here. Let me get those out. I've got both of those 2 Phillips on the edge for the front plate. Now that the ribbon cable is disconnected, we have the front plate off here. That should allow me to start working on this disk drive here. This thing has 4 screws, 1 on each corner, so 1 here, 1 there, and then 1 on each of these other sides. So let me take off the 4 screws. Okay, those are out. That should allow me to lift this up, which I can, and there's 1 more detachment that needs to happen, which is this ribbon cable right here. I can't do it with 1 hand, so let me get that detached and I can pull out the drive here. Just had to flip up that little black clip there, and that allows the ribbon cable to pull out. And there's my drive. Let me open up the top, see what's going on in there. Just needed to remove these 2 screws here, and I think that allows me to open up. Yep. And have access to the inner part of the drive now. So it looks like I got 1, 2, 3 more screws to take off to get to the laser. That'll be about as far as I tear this thing down. Got those 3 screws out. I should just get that up, and there we have it. There's our laser. Doesn't look too bad. This unit inside doesn't look too dusty either. But we're in here, so I'm gonna just give it a little wipe off and get it partially back together and do some testing. So I'm going to take a Q-tip and some isopropyl alcohol, just very small amount on this Q-tip, and very gently, lightly, just briefly wipe on that laser while I'm in there. And that's it. Let me get this back together here. Blew out the dust first in here. Gonna take another Q-tip and isopropyl and just wipe out inside that fan just to get all that dirt and dust off of there as well. That is looking so much better. Also need to address this as well. That is caked up. I don't think much airflow can get through that. Few strong puffs of air, and that's cleared up pretty good. Ribbon cable reattached. Disk drive can go back in its little home here. Screw down in place. First ribbon cable reattached as well, this little blue one. Put in this screw here and get a couple more things reconnected. Do our first test. Alright, that is a partially back together Wii U. I think what I'm going to do, instead of doing all the screwing, because there's a good amount of screws in order to close it all the way up, beforehand I'm going to test it. I fudged up. I forgot to put this little protector to cover the fan, but it'll still be okay for the time being. Time to hook up the power cable, grab a game, and let's see what it does. So I got the Wii U opened up. The console is all cleaned up, freed of that dust, dirt, and debris that just accumulates over years. And on the next episode, I will cover the troubleshooting of the disk drive. So put some disks in there, see how it reacts after I've cleaned everything up, and go from there. Stay tuned, see what happens.